At this time, I have the utmost pleasure of introducing our speaker. He has been with the company since the second month of its beginnings. Now he is a successful entrepreneur who truly understands the importance of profits and passive income. He is one of the most dedicated and loyal people I have ever met, married for over 2 decades, and has served for over 4 decades between his active duty military service and his continued service thereafter as a night flight Black Hawk night flight helicopter instructor pilot. And he's someone who I like to call the gift that keeps on giving, because rather than putting his hat up, he decided he was going to continue to save lives by flying a medevac helicopter, saving lives. He is also someone who truly has an open heart and continues to give. And he is also a proof that you can work this business part-time and have truly full-time earning potential. Without further ado, please help me give the warmest welcome to Silver Associate Chris Latin Sr. Chris, are you there?
Sally Mary, you're awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Folks, we're going to get started. And welcome to our overview of 7K. If you're watching this live, we appreciate your time being here. If you're watching the recording, likewise, we appreciate you checking it out. We're going to get started, and we're here to talk about gold and silver. Now, a lot of times people check out when they hear the term gold and silver. Please don't be that individual. As Sally Mary said, I did about 40 years in the military. My first 7 years was infantry, and I learned how to jump out of airplanes. And I got to tell you, my parachute was super valuable if it was open. And I kind of liken that to our minds. If our minds are open, we can learn some valuable information. So let's take that over to gold and silver. A lot of times people think that it's for the rich, and I can understand why. You see the ads on TV, you see the billboards, you hear it on the radio, buy gold and silver, buy gold and silver. I've called a couple of those places. They usually want $5,000 to $10,000 up front to get started. Most of us are not in that situation, so I can understand why people feel it's a rich man's game. We're going to share with you a different scenario where actually everyone has access to it. Now, why is it important to have precious metals? Why is it important to have gold and silver? Because I'm going to share the secret with you right up front. Gold and silver is the only thing that keeps up with inflation. Think about that. How many of you would agree with me that inflation is out of control? Does anyone know what the inflation rate is over the last 5 years? Anybody, drop that number in the chat if you know how much the inflation rate is in the last 4 to 5 years. We're talking, yep, Johnny, you got it, 24%. And that's because we've talked about this several times. 24% is the inflation rate. And I've always felt like I've had a good job flying for the military. I've even had a small business. But the thing is, my pay did not go up 24%, and I imagine yours did not either. And so that's why we're going to talk about gold and silver, because gold and silver, I got I got a big one here. We got gold and silver. These two items keep up with inflation, and I'm going to show you how. Just picture this. Early 1900s, a 1 ounce gold bar or a 1 ounce gold coin had a value of about $20. And what could you purchase for $20 in the early 1900s? You could purchase a custom made suit. You could purchase a tailor made dress. You could purchase the best pistol on the market, which was the Colt Peacemaker. It was $17 in the early 1900s. So for a 1 ounce gold coin or bar, you could have purchased that Colt Peacemaker, the best pistol on the market. Well, today for $20, can we buy a Colt Peacemaker or any pistol? Nope. Can we buy a custom made suit? Nope. Maybe a cheap tie. How about a tailor made dress? Some people say maybe a sleeve for 20 bucks. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But here's the thing. This same gold coin, the same gold bar, today now has a value of over $3,000. And the fact that it's over $3,000 means that I could still buy a custom-made suit, a tailor-made dress, or a high-end firearm. So hopefully I've captured your attention that gold and silver keeps up with inflation. I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to go over some slides. This comes from our wealth strategies, just some stuff we put together to make it easy for people to kind of understand gold and silver, the economy, and how precious metals play into that. So bear with me. Here we go. We're going to hit play. All right, so how to build a wealth strategy. We always start off with a product disclaimer. I know Sally Mary had mentioned it before, but purchasing precious metals involves risk. So does everything else. Think about it. We encourage people to do their due diligence. Get with your tax professional and advisor. Now, I will share this with you. I have talked to tax professionals and advisors, and normally they don't tell people about gold and silver. And it's because it's not in their portfolio. Think about it this way. If you went down to the local car dealer and you said, they say, hey, how can I help you? You say, I would like the very best deal on a specific car. They are not going to tell you about the car in the next state or in the next town. They're going to tell you about what's on their lot because that's what they can make money on. It's the same with your tax advisor or professional. They're going to advise you, they have people that tell other people what to do with their money. They're only going to share with you what's in their portfolio. So do your due diligence. That's what all we encourage you to do. Now, here at 7K, we actually believe that everyone should own precious metals. So we want to put gold and silver in the hands of everyone's pocket as as best that we possibly can. Again, I'm going to go back to why is this important? Because we've seen the decline of the dollar over the last more than 100 years, gone down over 97%. Gold has done the complete opposite of that. It's done absolute opposite, so the buying power remains the same. We hear about gold and silver. We talk about sound money. It's really a fancy term for gold and silver. Governments, financial institutions, the wealthy, they have used this information to preserve their wealth and grow their wealth for a very long time. And if you think about it, gold and silver has been a means of trade for over 5,000 years because it's real money. This is fiat currency. The paper dollar is fiat currency. And right now, there's nothing backing the US dollar. So let's talk about how gold and silver kind of match up one with another. And we're talking 60 years here, but 1965, a $1 bill and a 1 ounce silver coin, they were equal in value. You could exchange one for the other. For 2,500 paper dollars, you could have bought a new Mustang. 2,500 ounces of silver could have bought a new Mustang. Today, that same silver has a value of over $80,000, so you can buy two. How does it match up with gold? Same gold, same amount of gold today as in 1965 would buy 5 Mustangs. So, and I realize that's a long period of time, but let's break it down even shorter. Let's talk the last 5 years. So picture this. If a person socked away $1,000 and they put it in their bank account, well, due to inflation, well, the decline of the dollar, gone down over 24% in that 5 years, your buying power is $760. That doesn't make sense. Why do we keep putting this in the savings account if it keeps going down in purchasing power? Take a look at what would happen with gold. You'd be up over $900. Or silver, you'd be up over $1,000. You would have doubled your purchasing power. Think about that. So if sound money's so smart, why doesn't everyone own it? Why doesn't everyone have it? And I have to tell you, when I was in school, they didn't teach gold and silver. They said, go to work, get a job, work for 40 years, retire on 40% of what you could barely get by on. Think about that. That doesn't make any sense. They didn't teach it in college about gold and silver, and they surely didn't teach it in the last 40 years of me being a part of the military. They don't teach the importance of precious metals. And so that's where we come in. We feel it's important that everyone should own precious metals, and we have a membership very similar to Sam's Club or Costco or Amazon Prime, where you purchase a membership and now you have access to an exclusive buying club. We have two options. We've got a basic membership. And now, why is a membership important to be able to get gold and silver? Well, gold and silver that keeps up with inflation, it starts with being able to purchase it and not have to spend $3,000 up front or $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever the case might be. This is where we introduce fractional gold and silver, and this is disruptive technology through the Sound Money wallet.
We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone and everyone can seamlessly start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with $100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our partner company Sound Money Wallet will allow you to convert your cash to various asset classes of fractional gold or silver quickly with no games, or gimmicks. With Sound Money, you own the metals you buy, but they store them safe and sound. And you'll sleep easy at night knowing that if you ever want your metals, they'll be in the mail at the drop of a hat. Sound Money uses a non-segregated vault at their partner company, VaultMax, to store your precious metal assets, protected by some of the most technologically advanced security out there. You can be sure your metals are safe there. If you want your metal, simply request it. Pay the shipping and insurance and it will be on the way. But what if you need cash? This is the only tool on the market with the power to give you frictionless liquidation with one of the best buyback prices in the industry. Sound Money will make your ownership journey convenient and easy. Be confident that control is back in your hands from start to finish. Let Sound Money Wallet work for you.
Man, I love having access to the Sound Money Wallet 24/7, whether it's through my phone, my tablet, or my computer. I can purchase precious metals. We're talking gold and silver eagles, gold and silver bars, at any point in the day, 24/7. I can also sell it any time of the day. I can have that metal shipped to me, or I can have that money sent to my bank or a check mailed to me. So there's multiple ways that you can receive through the Sound Money Wallet. The beautiful thing is, I'm doing this on a regular basis. I'm going to share that a little bit more with you momentarily. So let's talk more about the basic membership here. So you have access to the Sound Money Wallet, part of Vault Max. You can store up to $1,000 with the basic membership. And you also have access to our buyer certification and our collector's training. Now, these two trainings, people say they would pay $500 for each one just to have them. They're free with your membership. It's a $99 value according to this. But again, people say they would pay a whole lot more for it. And if you think about that, buyer certification teaches the 5 top reasons why people buy gold and silver. It teaches about the economy. It teaches about precious metals, and what metals to buy based off of our own goals. Your goals, my goals, they're different. And so it teaches you what to buy based off of your own goals. And then the collector's certification, this training teaches us about proof 70s, MS 70s, gem uncirculated coins. And these two trainings are all a series of short videos. And, it really makes easy learning. Now, also coming with your basic membership is you have access to our exclusive buying club. We're talking collectible coins. Now, why do I mention collectible coins? I've talked about gold and silver bullion, keeping up with inflation, but gold and silver collectibles, man, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the real money comes in, because collectibles tend to go up in value in some cases a lot quicker than gold and silver bullion. Now, you don't have to be an expert to win here, because we have a team of experts at 7K that are looking for the very best coins, the ones that have the most potential to go up in value. Plus, as you can see on this slide, we are minting coins that have historical significance, that tell great stories through beautiful artwork. And again, these things are kept in perfect or near perfect condition. Here's how it works. You're talking about stunning, rare, something that has a story. If you're taking silver or gold with collectible art, means a win. Take this Montana butterfly. I think I got one. Yeah, I do. I got one right here. Montana butterfly, originally $150, now sells for over $1,000. Julius Caesar coin. This is part of the Roman series. I've got all 12 of them. This one now, value of over $500. Folks, this is what we have access to. Tiffany art coin, originally $100, now sells between $2,000 and $5,000. So this all comes with your basic membership. And then you add to that, some people say to me, well, how do I sell that Montana butterfly? Well, this is where Stack and Sell comes in. Stack and Sell is a platform that was created specifically for people that want to sell their collectibles and also keep track of them. So I can scan my coin in, tells me what I paid for it, what the market value is, and then if I decide I want to sell it, I can move it to the marketplace. I put a price on it, and if a person pays that price, they send their money to Stack and Sell. We send the coin to Stack and Sell. They verify it's real. They release the funds. They release the coin. It's a very safe way to do business with your collectibles. In the past, you used to have to find an auction or maybe find somebody on Craigslist. I don't recommend doing that. Or eBay. I don't recommend doing that. A lot of that stuff is counterfeit. So again, with your membership comes Stack and Sell. Now, here's the cool thing. It's a value of $477. You now have access to instant gold pay as well. And what's instant gold pay? Instant gold pay is where when you refer a friend, you can.
Whenever you refer a new customer membership to 7K, we will instantly pay you either $20 or $80 in fractional gold, sent to VaultMax and instantly shown on your Sound Money dashboard. We'll say that again. Instant gold.
Instant gold for referring a friend, either 20 or 40 or 20 or $80. So that's a $477 value. It only costs $149. This is a one-time fee. This is not an annual fee. This is not a monthly fee. You get the basic membership for $149. So there's limitations to this, but what we also offer is our legacy membership. We call this our VIP legacy membership. It has all the same things that a basic membership has, but then we add to it. We add to it by up in that from $1,000 in the Sound Money wallet to up to $50,000 at no charge. And you're also going to receive $40 of instant gold in your own Sound Money wallet. You receive 20 with the basic, you receive 40 with the legacy membership. Also, you're going to add in, besides that instant gold pay, we're also going to add in, instead of being able to only track 10 coins in Stack and Sell, now you have unlimited. And when I look at my collection now over 8 years, I've got well over 1,500 coins in Stack and Sell. And so it far exceeds that 10 limit for the basic membership. And then we also include the metal matching bonus. Now, what is the metal matching bonus? This is when you refer a friend. You've got the legacy membership, and you refer a friend. Each time they deposit in their Sound Money wallet, you can earn up to 1% of the same metal that they purchase. This is really pretty cool because we have people that are depositing 50,000, 100,000, or even $1 million or more into their Sound Money wallet. And if they're your personal enrollment, you're going to receive 1% of that. So that's pretty tremendous value right there. And when we talk value, we're talking $867 of value only for $599. $599 is the VIP legacy membership. This is the one I have. This is the one I recommend. You have all the bells and whistles that come with your membership. And so we say, a person might say, so how do I get started? It's simple. You pick one of the memberships that we have, the basic or the legacy, whichever works for you, and realize if you get the basic membership, you can always upgrade to the legacy membership by paying the difference at whatever time you choose. Once you have a membership, what do? Okay, so you want to start putting your precious metals either coming home or put them in the vault, whatever works for you. But we would encourage you to get a subscription. And here's what we mean by that. We have a subscription to 7K Pro, and this is automatic. You'll automatically be signed up for this when you first start. You'll have it from anywhere from 15 to 30 days. You can turn it off anytime, during that 15 days. And so this is $59.95 per month, but you have access to earning 15 points towards our share plan, which we'll talk about, 7K Advantage. This is where we have a travel program where you can save on hotels, car rental, vacation packages, department stores, movie theaters, restaurants, and even airfare. There are also special coin drops that are associated with this. You'll receive 30 loyalty points. Now, what are loyalty points good for? Loyalty points, as they accumulate, you can get free stuff for that. And here's what I mean. I'm going to share with you. I think I got one in here. Yep. I got to go to my goodie bag. There it is. Okay. So I purchased this coin. This is a 3-ounce fighter pilot coin. It's part of the Real Heroes series. It's a beautiful coin. All right. Pure silver, beautiful artwork. I purchased it for $650. Now, here's the thing. Shortly after that, I'm looking through the shopping area of the loyalty area, and this same coin was in there, and I had enough points for it. I clicked on it, and my next shipment included the same coin. So I have 2 of these coins now. I have one that I paid for, $650, and then I got one with my loyalty points. And the thing is, It has a value of over $2,000 right now. So here's the cool thing. This is just one of our subscriptions. The next subscription that we have is our Wealth Builder. Our Wealth Builder, this is a way that you can purchase in the Sound Money wallet on a monthly basis. You would actually just pick one of the days, the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, or the 21st, or the 26th, and put your savings on autopilot through the Sound Money wallet. Imagine if you would put $100 a month or more in the last 3 years. If you put $100 a month, that would be $1,200 in a year. You have an increase if with your gold, but imagine if you just kept doing that. And you can see by the end of 3 years, the value would be up over $4,000. So here's the cool thing, folks. Put your savings on autopilot. Trade your fiat currency that keeps going down in value for something that continues to go up in value. And then we also have access to our auto saver program. Again, these 3 subscriptions that we're offering are optional, but I would encourage you to pick one, pick 2. I actually get all 3 of these subscriptions every single month. And now this auto saver I want to talk about, it has 4 options. We currently have the American Silver Eagle, again, a graded coin, perfect condition. We have the State Animal Series in gold, half gram. We have the Beauties of the World collection series that's going on. And we have these beautiful gold notes. Pure gold with beautiful artwork on it by the artist Thomas Holdman. He's a stained glass artist. He's well known around the world. He's partnered with 7K. And he's put his artwork on these gold notes. And so here's another thing. These 4 items, I actually get all 4 of them every single month. I do it for 2 reasons. 1, I like them. 2, and you should always buy what you like. 2, I did my research on the MS70s and the Proof 70s, these things that are in perfect condition. Historically, they've always gone up in value. So again, I'm trading my fiat currency that keeps going down in value for something that continues to go up in value. We don't know what the value is going to be 5 years, 10 years from now, but the track record is historically, they've always gone up in value. So it just makes sense to me. Now, just like paying your bills on a monthly basis, you should be doing something like this on a regular basis.
Discipline. There's a reason successful people are always talking about it. Without it, you might as well be treading water. You can't go anywhere or get anything in life without the discipline to make it happen. At 7K, we know it's too important to live without, even if you're still developing it. So we automated it. You use automated discipline almost every day for the physical things that matter most in your life. Your mortgage, cell phone, car, credit cards. Do you make those payments manually every month? No. You set them on autopay because it's too important to risk messing up. Gold and silver assets are like your money's best friends. They have its back, but they don't just appear when you need them. And like the other most important things in your life, collecting them is too important to risk messing up. Stack assets on autopay with 7K's Autosaver. Don't wait to secure your money's future, and spend the time you save developing the discipline to go after other big goals. At 7K, we help you put assets on autopilot.
Symphony of the Sea, that great big ship we were on 2 years ago. Man, that's pretty incredible. But again, the autosaver program, pick whatever you like. Again, I get all 4 of these every single month. So we've talked about a few different things here. We've talked about gold and silver bullion, gold and silver collectibles. I call that the defense and the offense to the crazy economy. But now let's talk about our referral program. So we've talked about instant pay. We've talked about the 1% matching metal bonus. And now we're going to talk about rewards points. So you receive rewards points from the autosavers that you buy or the 7K Pro subscription. You also receive rewards points from anyone in your organization for their autosaver or their 7K Pro subscription. And so here's how it works. You bring in a person or two, and there's no limit to that. And you can receive 20 points for a person that gets a 149 membership. You can receive 150 points from a person that gets the legacy membership, the 599. 7K Pro, 15 points, the Autosaver, 15, and 20 for the Beauties of the World series right now. And the coin drops are these special things that happen that we have access to. Let's see, one of the ones, I don't know if I got it here. I got to go to my Wizard of Oz bag, okay? I call it my Wizard of Oz bag, but check this out. It's the Death Star from Star Wars from a coin drop a long time ago. Pretty cool. And so we have access to these coin drops. And again, we've got experts looking for the coins that have the most potential to go up in value. So, why are these points important? Because as you share them, not only will you receive the gold pay, instant gold pay, but you'll receive metal matching bonus if a person deposits in their own Sound Money wallet and you have the legacy membership. But you're also going to receive from these points, as these points increase and you have over 250 on each team, you'll receive a $250 commission. So you already get instant gold pay, and this is for 4 legacy memberships that we're talking about. Instant gold pay of $320. That's $80 a pop. All right. You'll also receive in commissions through rewards points $250. And then if you help those same 2 people on each team do the same as you, help them get their 2. And actually, when I first started, I got my 2 people in the first 24 hours. And then we went to work to help them get their 2 people and their 2 people and so on. So this is how the points accumulate. Well, when you do that same thing, you can earn $500 and still that $320 of instant gold pay, $820. Folks, you're already in the green. Think about that. You're already in the green. Now we are running a special where in your first 14 days, you become a member. In your first 14 days, as you share this, you'll receive double points. That really means double commission. Instead of $250, you'll get $500. That's a total of $820. Think about that, folks. You can earn your money back right away, especially in your first 14 days. And you can do this as many times. This is only 4 people. You can do this as many times as you want for that double points in the first 14 days. So we encourage you to get with the person that invited you to this overview or the recording of this overview. Come on board with us. Pick a membership, basic or legacy. Find what works for you. Pick a subscription that works for you as well. Again, they're optional, but I highly recommend them. And if you want to share this, you can make part-time, full-time, or even life-changing income. When you look at the 100% of the people that are in 7K, 15% of us share it. 85% take advantage of all our benefits that we have. And we only covered a few of them today. There are multiple benefits being a part of 7K. So right now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We appreciate you and taking the time to be with us in our overview. But I would like to share with you just a little bit more about the money-making part. Okay, this because when my friend called me up and says, "Chris, I want to tell you about 7K," and I almost said, "Well, I did say, Bill, is this another one of those networking things?" And I have to tell you, some people have a good opinion of networking, some people have a bad opinion of networking, but this was a person that I trusted and I wanted to listen to him, so I did. And he says it is networking, but it's gold and silver. And I'm thinking gold and silver, you got 96, 97, 98% is health and wellness. You got another few percent that is service-based, commodity or utilities, things of that nature. How many networking companies are precious metals? Less than 1%. So I knew that gold and silver had value, but I didn't really understand how much value. So I listened, and he also said to me, "Chris, I know I can help you make some money." And the reason he said that to me, because he knew I was crazy busy, because I was teaching people to fly Blackhawks at night with night vision goggles, and I was running a lawn care business during the day to make an additional stream of income to keep up with inflation. Think about that. But I was tied to that business. I was crazy busy. If I wasn't working that business or training people to do lawn care professionally, I wasn't making money with that business. And so he knew I was busy and he knew I could use that additional stream of income. And so I listened. Well, I jumped on board right away. I joined right after we talked and I said, "What do I do?" Because I didn't know networking. I said, "What do I do?" He says, "Get your 2 people." I said, "Okay, what do you mean by 2 people?" He says, "2 people will do the same thing as you. They get a membership and they get on one of those subscriptions, and that, pick an autosaver that works for you. Get on one of those subscriptions and then help them get their two and help them get their two and so on. I said, okay. So I got my first two in 24 hours. My son Chris was one of those, and he's 40 years old now. This was 8 years ago. And I said, Chris, I want to do a business with you. And he goes, okay, Dad, I'm in. What is it? Well, I couldn't explain it. So I let my friend that called me explain it to him. And so young Chris came on board. Again, we helped him get two people, them two people. He made his first commission in 1 week. Now that was significant. Okay. I learned two things though from that. I learned the system works to make money. And I also learned it's not just the people at the top that are making all the money, because I joined 7K first. My son received a check. He earned a check. He earned a commission before I did. That was significant. So I went to work on my other side. I earned my first commission in week number 2. So again, the system works to make money. Now, 6 months into 7K, now realize I had to make time to do this because I had a lawn care business and flying at night. I barely had time to sleep. I had to fit 7K in. Anything you value, you make time for. So I made time for 7K, and I went from a part-time income to a regular stream of income. So 6 months into it, my wife and I said, man, let's sell our lawn care business because we still have a stream of income. And now it freed up a lot of time for us. And our time is what's most valuable. I imagine yours is as well. Our time is what's most valuable. We still have a stream of income, but now we have time freedom. A lot of times people can work for more money by doing overtime or taking a second job, but you can't get time freedom. And so this is what this business allows us. It allows us time freedom. I can work with who I want, where I want, when I want. And the beauty of that is I don't have a boss. I don't have employees. My membership and my autosaver, think about that as my franchise fee and my overhead each month. This is what I'm paying for. I can write those things off at the end of the year. I'm not a tax advisor, but I'm telling you what I do. I can write those things off at the end of the year because that's part of my business. There's a whole lot more to that as well. I won't get into it. Now, besides selling the lawn care business, I'm going to tell you one more thing about the money-making part here at 7K. So I did 40 years in the military, 25 years active duty. I retired. I now have an annual pension. You can't live on a pension from the military. I worked another 15 years for the military as a Department of the Army civilian, still doing the same job I did when I was in, teaching people to fly. From that annual pension, I have a certain amount of money that I make. Well, here at 7K, in my second year of doing business, I made the same amount of money that I make in my annual pension. Think about that. Work 25 years or work your business 1 to 2 years. Think about that. Here's the difference. This money here at 7K continues to go up because I continue to share it with people, because I know that I have a real tangible asset. I know that this keeps up with inflation. I know that these collectibles continue to go up in value as well. So for me, I'm here to stay. I love being a part of 7K. I have a great big nest egg now with my precious metals. I have a stream of income, and you can as well. I come from a background of working for the government. I don't have the experience. I didn't have the experience in networking prior to 7K. There are people that have experience, and they just knock this stuff out of the park. So come on board with us. Get with the person that invited this overview. Folks, this concludes our overview of 7K. We appreciate your time.